international welterweight contest. Timekeeper at the bell, Mr. Gary Grennan, and in charge of the action from Manchester, Mr. Darren Sargentson. Now we're getting a signal from our referee, ladies and gentlemen, that this is 4 rounds. I've got 6. We'll go with 4 at the minute, and if there's any change, we will tell the referee in the middle. Right, let's meet our boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner. He wears the dark brown shorts with gold trim, weighed in 11 stone 2 pounds 10 ounces. Comes to the ring this evening in his 16th professional contest from Brno, Czech Republic, Pavel Albrecht. Across the ring in the blue corner, wearing the white shorts with black and gold. Official weight 11 stone 3 pounds 2 ounces. He brings a perfect record, 7-0 with 2 KOs from Manchester, England, Jake the Jackal James.
Seconds out, round 1.
Well, Jake James from Manchester wearing the white shorts with black panels against Pavel Albrecht from the Czech Republic. Oh, good. Solid jab, just rocked Albrecht early on. A bright start from James. He's the Jackal. Under the guidance of Anthony Crolla now, a man who scaled the heights in the lightweight division, former WBA world champion. Now a very useful coach with a good right hand, finds the target of Albrecht, and James fancies an early night here.
He's come out very positive, he looks very confident. He's very big as well. I'm not sure if he's big for the weight or the fella's small, but he looks strong, he looks compact, his punch is nice. I'm not sure that was low, but he looks good so far, Dom.
Well, it's been a while for Jake James, December 2019. So many fighters have been inactive due to the pandemic, of course. So many will get opportunities now on Fight Zone cards, which is great for the sport.
He's doing a lovely right bolo uppercut into the midsection there. It's a really nice shot. You don't see it very often. Very tall at the weight. He's kind of pulling with the left hand and he's putting the bolo right uppercut into the body.
Over here before.
Very sharp, James, very sharp. You know, we talk about the inactivity, but James, like a few others that we've seen in the last couple of weeks, very sharp. You know, there's a lot of sparring in the gym. You can't replicate what we see here now, but clearly doing lots of top quality sparring.
Well, Anthony Crolla, the trainer, of course, of James, who also trains James Moorcroft. He's here tonight. We saw him in action a couple of weeks ago on the first Fight Zone card here, and he put on a really good display against MJ Hall, who James himself has boxed and beaten. But alongside them is Rhiannon Dixon. It's a nice little stable that Anthony Crolla has under his own guidance, and he still, of course, works with Joe Gallagher as an assistant to him in Bolton with the stable of fighters there. So there's plenty of great sparring opportunities for James, and as you say, despite the absence of the ring, he looks sharp in there. Double shield back in place.
One thing you see a lot with fighters now, I think a lot of fighters pour with the lead hand, you know, with the jab, a lot of pouring around the jab. The jab for me is the most important shot, and the jab can hurt just as much as the right hand. I remember watching David Price. You know, leave it with the left hand. I was terrified of the right, because I thought, if that's the left, what's in the right? I was terrified.
Another round in the bank for Jake James. Would you be happy enough with him in the corner then?
Yeah, we look very sharp. You know, he does everything correct. I really like the right bolo into the midsection there. I would just like to see a good jab, you know, a good stiff jab. He's much the bigger man. Get behind the jab, land the jab, put the jab in Albrecht's face, hurt him with it, and then come downstairs. After he hits him with the jab. Because at the minute he's a bit pouring with the jab. He's pouring the jab and he's turning it into a left hook in the right hand, but the straight left hand is the key, Dom.
Well, that certainly put Albrecht on unsteady legs just a few seconds into this contest. The straight left hand, and
10 seconds,
a right
corners.
also caused him some distress.
Seconds out, round 2.
It is that conundrum though, isn't it, when all the fighters need and want the rounds, but of course they want to make statements too if they can.
Yeah, it's difficult to find the happy medium there, because you know you want to get the rounds, but at the same time, depending on the opposition, you don't want them in there too long. Like I said with the Reece Moore fight, these fights can be dangerous. Jake James, he want to be out again in 6-8 weeks' time. You can't afford any mishaps. So get these fellas out of there. You get them out of there. Albrecht does dive in with his head a little bit. I would like to see James throw the same uppercut he throws to the body of the bolo, take half a step back, throw the same shot to the head. Because Albrecht he's going over his head. I'm watching it, he's irritating me, because I think, what's your head? I'm 30 meters away thinking, what's your head? Come on.
In the box, Stephen Donnelly in March of last year in Brentwood, he was stopped in the 3rd round. On that occasion.
He's definitely game, he's definitely tough. You can definitely see that he's got a little bit of experience. Stephen Donnelly's a very good operator, and he would have drowned him in size. Much similar to what Jake James is doing.
But he comes here with a win from last week. Albrecht in action in the Czech Republic. Beat Wojciech Majer.
Big win.
3rd round stoppage. I think Jake James a very different proposition.
He's trained though, Albrecht. I'll give him that, he's trained.
Well, the sun is just creeping down into our eye line here. It's very, very warm in Sheffield at the Fight Zone Arena. Another cracking night of action. It's our 3rd contest of the evening. And James just gets those shots off, sinks one into the body. Albrecht again comes back. He's a bit wild and rugged.
Again, while this is a 4-rounder, you still got to take these. It's a breaking down process, you know. You've got to take this, and Jake James is going to fight this man. For somewhere down the line, a title fight. You've got to take it just as seriously. Get behind the jab. I know it's only 4, but get behind the jab, control the jab, win 4 rounds still on the jab. If this would be boxing 10 or 12, let's break this man down with the jab.
And of course the main event here tonight, everybody so excited for this one, the British Super Bantamweight final eliminator. Mark Leach from Salford takes on Thomas, the tough Thomas Asomba from Wolverhampton, originally from Cameroon. Both camps supremely confident Mark Leach, a real silky operator, a Somber, as tough as they come. That could be a really good clash of styles. Our main event here at the Fight Zone Arena.
10 seconds.
So if you haven't already, get your subscriptions in. $4.99 a month, that's all it is, and for that you get a Friday fight night every single week, and stacked card.
Round 3.
And like tonight, you might get the odd bonus Saturday thrown in too, all for $4.99. The idea, Fight Zone is going all around the country and further afield as well, showcasing young talent. So important for all these fighters, young prospects and real talented fighters to get out, to get the work, and to have a platform like Fight Zone to show their skills, which is what James is doing in there tonight from Failsworth in Manchester. He works with kids at risk of exclusion in schools, and normally by day.
I'm really pleased to see that Albrecht has come and he's really tried to win you. He's really giving James something to think about now. Albrecht is not the most skillful of boxers, but his game is tough. He's playing the shots in, and James now is really taking a step back and getting them under control. There you go, little head class there. That you know, like cause a little nick. Could be like 8-12 weeks, you can't spar for 6 weeks. That means you can't box for at least 12. So he needs to just keep his distance and use his jab. He's the bigger man. He's got the faster hands. Get the jab going. Start off downstairs. Work your way up to the chest. Work your way up to the head. Keep them on at distance, and then he can throw his nice bow local cut. Then he can throw the straight right hands to the body. But you're not going to do that while at the minute it's messy. It's a little bit messy this round. He's winning the round, but it's a little bit messy. And when it's messy, there's always a chance to cut eyes and other things. And you know, and Albrecht starts to really lower his head. Now you don't want to be hitting the top of that.
Well, James, 7 fights, 7 wins, 2 inside the distance, compared to Albrecht. 7 wins to his name, 9 defeats. He's been stopped 4 times, but he has stopped 5 opponents, but the quality of which wouldn't really match up to the likes of Jake James for those victories.
I like a little bit more variety as well. You know, poor jab, uppercut, or the right hand around the side. And Albrecht now again, 3rd fight of the night. We kind of got into another routine, another 4-round of routine. You know, and that's how these fights go. And with experience, Jake James in 18 months' time, this will be a different fight completely. And this is probably what he needs. He needs a fight like this. He needs to have this. Go back to doing with Anthony, and Anthony will tell him the same thing. You need a little bit more variety. We need a few more gears. We need to go through the gears. We need to get behind the jab and stay behind it, because Albrecht is tough, but there's going to be much harder fights down the line. And if you fight someone of similar stature to Albrecht, short, stocky, strong, but the fella that you're watching also is much stronger than Albrecht, they can punch hard, you're in a world of trouble, so you need to get behind the jab. You need to start doing it now, because if you don't do it in the 4 rounds when it's then available to practice on, you will not do it in fire, in 12-round title fights.
Well, Anthony Crolla in the corner, giving the instructions as part of the Fight Zone presentation team last night. Another action-packed card.
Training with Anthony Crolla, for the like of Jake James Morpeth. Unbelievable. When I was training with Darren Barker, the first 4 weeks I had over Darren Barker, I trained twice a day. Do you know what I mean?
10 seconds, corners.
When you have respect for a bloke and a fighter like Anthony Crolla, it takes you to the next level. And look at the condition that Jake James is in. You don't look at no corners, you don't let Anthony down.
Well, look at the shape Crolla's still in. Although, good to hear, he doesn't miss boxing. He's enjoying life as a trainer. He's got some media work. He's busy. And interestingly, Anthony's boxed since some of these have been in the ring.
Very true, very true. For me, Albrecht now, he's he's really come into this fight, Albrecht. He really surprised me. You know, I look at him on paper, I'm a box rep warrior, and I thought, well, it'd be interesting if Jake Dennis could get the stoppage, but Albrecht really, this last round and even the third, starts really getting the fight, and I like that though. That's what you need. You don't want somebody to come over and lay on the floor. You want someone to give you something to think about. And he's definitely giving Jake Dennis something to think about. He's not the kind of opponent that you're going to learn from. You're not going to learn much from Pavel Albrecht, but he's going to show you what professional boxing is all about.
Some success again from James, urged on from his supporters. They want to see the late drama. We approach 90 seconds of the fourth and final round remaining. Again, he is another rugged opponent, isn't he, Albrecht?
Yeah, very tough, very impressive. You know, records can be deceiving. Going off records is a very dangerous thing to do. He's coming, he's gave it a go. He looks heavy-handed. You know, 5 knockout defeats. People used to say to me, it doesn't matter who you're knocking out. If you're knocking people out, you've got a little bit of power. So definitely carries a little bit of power. You can tell with James how James is slowed down in the third and fourth round. That can be due to inactivity, but it can also be due to thinking, you know what, Albrecht can punch, I better let the pace. For me, he can make this so much easier for himself. Just get behind the jab. But he's put himself in danger of getting cut eyes and all sorts by just leaving his head in there. The 1-2 there is fine, but they're not really coming. They're not coming from his face. They're coming from shoulder height. He's dropping his hand before he throws it. That's saying get behind the jab. He hasn't got to throw the jab to his face. Just put it in the man's gut. Keep him at arm's length. The more success these type of opponents that Pavel Albrecht is, the more they're going to have a go.
Well, the final knockings of this 4-rounder. And I'm sure James will be happy to get the work in, to get the rounds in, and just shed that little bit of rust that all the fighters that have been inactive have to do. But Pavel Albrecht, well, playing his role in that. Good work from James, and again, like Reese Mould before him, it's onwards and upwards for him now, back on track. Very wild at times, Albrecht.
Yeah, very wild, but strong. Came to have a go. And we have to give him lots of credit for that. The easy thing to do would be to come over and roll over, but you know, because he had a difficult first round, got through it. Difficult second round, got through that. 3 and 4 growing confidence, and I'm not sure he shared around, but he had some success.
Okay, this is the third fight, Dave Allen. The first 2 fights, you've matched the referee's card completely, spot on. So what's this one?
I think it's going to be 40-36, but Albrecht probably did a lot more than that will suggest.
Well, let's see if you're right. We can now cross to our MC, Craig Stephen.
Ladies and gentlemen, a referee has our boxers, and I have the referee score totals. It reads 40-36. The winner is still undefeated from Manchester, Jake the Jackal James. And please keep your